the very basics. Coming to the very basics, I mean, I'll be talking on the various suture materials and fixation devices to manage these cases. So thank you, Devashish, for giving me this opportunity. Though we must always remember that these sort of cases are extremely challenging, and we have to look at a long-term horizon so as to not the surgery, I mean, so the surgery stays for long, I mean, in at least a 15, 20 years timeline. So coming to suture materials, they should have an excellent tensile strength, tissue biocompatibility. It should be a monofilament suture with a lifelong integrity. And these are the preferred suture materials. 9-O-polypropylene is the suture material of choice. 10-O-polypropylene has fallen into disrepute because of its high breakage chances. Gore-Tex suture is now another suture which is coming in the horizon, and it's not available in India. It has to be imported, and it has properties like adverse events related to suture are very rare, though some scleral necrosis are recently being reported. It has a high tensile strength. It has a very good visibility and minimal inflammatory response, and it's very easy to manipulate. The only disadvantage is its needle is not that sharp, so and its thickness is huge, so that it might not always be possible to bury it in the sclera. So sometimes this need to be brought out with the help of a 20 gauge, 25 gauge needle or forceps. So for as coming to suture needles, it should be round body needle when we are intending to suture an iris in place, because a cutting needle in that case will be injuring the iris more and causing a buttonhole, and which might give way. And in that case, the scleral passage has to be facilitated by a 25 gauge needle as a passer. So cutting needle is preferable for procedures involving the scleral fixation only. Another suture material is 6-0-Prolene, which we are currently using in order to fix iridodialysis and capsular tension rings and segments in place with the help of diathermy. Coming to fixation devices, there are three types of rings and segments. One is the capsular tension ring, then comes the Sioni rings, and then the capsular tension segment. So this is a CTIR. Always there are two diameters written on the box. One is the CTIR in its uncompressed state, and the other diameter if the CTIR is placed in the back, the final ultimate diameter is written on the box. Usually it's 2 millimeter less than the uncompressed diameter. So for inserting a capsular tension ring, these are some of the general principles. The capsulotomy has to be complete and should not be more than 3 to 4 clock hours of zonular weakness, preferably inserted using an injector. Trailing end of the CTR must end up in the capsular bag. Aiming it to the greatest area of zonular weakness might help avoid iatrogenic trauma to the zonules, and place the CTR, as Arup said, as late as possible, but as soon as necessary. CTRs make capsular cortical removal more difficult. So these are some of the CTR injectors, and this is another CTR developed by Bonnie Henderson. It has scalloped edges to facilitate cortical cleaning up. Now here we are placing a CTR on the left-hand side photograph. So it will target the subluxated area first, followed by the rest of the area. And on the right, you can see a CTR is being put in the eye. Sioni ring has 3 models. It has a single, model 1L has a single fixation hook located at the trailing end of the ring. Model 2C has a single fixation hook located at the leading edge of the ring. And model 2L has 2 fixation hooks in 2 different locations where 2-point fixation is required. So a modified CTR, that is a Sioni ring, incorporates a fixation hook that courses anteriorly and centrally in a second plane. Over here, you can see there is a second plane. It is 0.25 millimeter above the plane of the tension ring. The fixation hook wraps around the capsulorhexis edge and rests on the residual anterior capsular rim. Over here, you can see the capsular rim, and this hook rests over the capsular rim, and the free end of the hook has an eyelet, through which a suture can be passed and used for scleral fixation. These are capsular tension segments. These are partial PMMA ring segment is 120-degree arc length and radius of curvature of about 5 millimeter. Like the modified CTR, it also possesses anteriorly positioned fixation eyelet. So here you can see a MS segment is being used and is dragged into its place. The MS CTS is a modified design of Sionic capsular tension ring covering approximately 1 quadrant. A single iris retractor hooked into the hole can support the segment during surgery, as Dr. Orup has shown. Following surgery, there can be removed or sutured in the sclera for permanent support. A CTR along with CTS can be used for cataract removal to give an additional circumferential support in case of advanced zonulosis. So these are iris hooks made of polypropylene. It stretches and stabilizes the iris during cataract surgery. It has an adjustable silicone stopper which allows to adjust the pupil size. So these iris hooks are used in case of this particular traumatic iridodialysis patient, in which the iris will interfere if not put in the hooks, if not put in place. It will constantly come towards the tip of the phaco. So in order to avoid that, we need to put two iris hooks to retract it from the operative site. And as the surgery is over, then the suture is placed to cover up the iridodialysis defect. Capsule retractor stabilizes the capsular bag during cataract procedure. And this acts like artificial zonules. It provides stability. Where iris hooks would only pull the capsular axis margin, the retractors are designed to reach the equator of the bag. It has a loop or an olive tip at the distal end, which minimizes the risk of puncturing of the capsule by providing a broad area of contact. These are some of the capsular hooks. On the left is the MST capsular hook with a broad loop and a Chang modified one. And on the right, you have the capsular hook manufactured by the Madhu Instruments. And this is how the hooks are used in place. So on the left, you can see a MST capsular hook being used. And on the right, the Madhu Instrument olive-tipped capsular hook in place. So broad capsular hook has one particular problem, that the CTR might get entangled into the loop, like it happened in one of my cases, which it's my mistake because I could have loosened the capsular hook before putting the CTR in, which I didn't do. And the CTR went right through the loop and the whole thing was a mess. And now coming to the biggest fixation device, that is the intraocular lens itself. Like the Amane or glue dial technique, we see the haptics of the IOL itself is acting as a fixation device to put the lens in place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Debashish, for giving me this opportunity.